Friends, if you struggle with consistent content creation on Instagram, I hope that this stream will save you. Hello to live viewers in the chat. I see you, Alessandra. I see Jack. I see Adara. These are all my favorite people. And if you are watching the replay, I promise the quick next little round, about half an hour, are going to hopefully save you when it comes to creating content that you're going to be able to do in a jiffy, in a short amount of time. Jiffy, haven't said that word in a long time, but I'm going to start saying it because it's fun. I'm going to hop over to my screen right now. We are talking about Instagram carousels, and we're doing, by the way, I love all of these challenges that are Halloween themed. Mine are not Halloween themed. Mine are AI themed, which is not nearly as fun, but I think it's fun when you can hop into Adobe Express, my favorite platform to create standout content, and make the content you need to create in a very short amount of time. So the link in the description of this video is going to give you everything you need to get started with quick, simple, easy Instagram carousels. Now, I'm one for design. I'm one for branding. I love a little glitz and glamour here and there. But sometimes when you've got 10, 15 minutes to make an Instagram carousel, you don't have time for it. So we're going to talk a little bit about that today. We're going to use AI for easy content creation. We'll work a little bit in ChatGPT. I'm also going to point out some brand new features in Express that mean you don't even have to leave Express. Announced at Max, this little feature right here: rewrite text, rephrase, shorten, lengthen, and then make it sound more inspirational, professional, personal, comical, casual, academic. And then we generate. Friends, does this sound like a plan to you? Make sure you are working along. That's what I recommend doing. Actually, open that link, which is a remixable template, in the description. And this is going to be my little mini masterclass on how to make Instagram carousels that are not fussy. I've swiped over to show you a very intimate look here at my Instagram analytics, where I've taken a screenshot a few moments ago of my top performing posts over the last 2 years. Take a look. Take a look and tell me what you notice. What do you notice, friends? In my top 12 posts here, look at the percentage of the ones that have performed best that are text only, okay? Now, I love putting up a photo that I'm excited to share. I'm not like a super photographer, amazing. I said those words out of order, but I'm just not someone that's like naturally great at photography. But I am someone who has knowledge from what I do day to day, which is working as a brand strategist. And really, that career also fuels my work as a content creator. And so I let this inspire what we're going to work on today. And I hope that you find it equally inspiring. Turning my head to say hello to our friends in the chat. We have Robert. Of course we do. Umacorn is here, and I'm thrilled about it. Friends, we are going to talk about quick and easy content creation in Adobe Express using my template, which is for text-based Instagram carousels. So let me quickly point out what you're looking at. This is, you would have seen from a second ago when I shared my screen, this is literally the template that I use for my Instagram carousels. This is it. And I love repeating this template, not only because it's easy to create, but I can create it in the shortest amount of time. It is the Instagram post type that saves me the most time and often performs the best. So what you're looking at is what I want you to take and run with it. Now, launched at Max, we have single click apply brand. Okay, these are already my brand styling. But let's say your brand, let's use my client, Megan Gibson, who I know is a faithful fan of Adobe Live as well. She's hung out in the chat quite often. Check this out. Now we have this little feature, apply brand. And I encourage you, if you've got your brands, personal brands or client brands set up in Express, go ahead and single click apply brand. Have a look at that. Might involve a little bit of just tweaking slightly. Let's center that text at the top, and that should stay anchored in the middle. Here we can adjust our text box. Okay. So this template is intended for you to apply your own branding. Again, it could be you or your client. Pop in your social media handle here. In this case, it would be Megan's name, but you get the idea. Okay. I'm going to undo this. Just for the time being, I wanted to show you that great feature in Express. Single click apply brand. I should also note some additional controls here. Love this. Apply to all brands. Sorry, apply to all pages. And then here you can actually get granular controls, apply colors, or apply fonts. In this particular project, it wouldn't make sense to recolor graphics. I'm going to push you in the direction of trying to keep next to no graphic elements in your carousels. Okay. The more graphic elements we have in these, the longer it's going to take to actually create these. So let me give you, I don't know, let me give you an example. Here's one that I posted recently. Notice it's just text only. Boom, 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 boom. People swipe and they read. Take note of this final slide, okay? Because we're going to create this together for you as well. It's built into the template, but something that is so simple, a way to extract your ideas. Could be from a client call, could be from a podcast interview, a conversation with a friend. I don't care what it is. Your brain is for generating ideas, not for storing them. This is a theme that we have with the challenges that I'm running specifically in Express this month. Your brain is for generating ideas, not for storing them. So it's very important that as you think or as you proceed through the day, right? You're talking to clients, you're doing podcast interviews. We need to be mining this gold for content. The best branding recreates the in-person experience. Our goal with our social media content and our strategy is to create a consistent appearance, or rather consistency between how you show up in real life and how you show up online. You have so many great ideas, and a format like this is going to help you get those ideas out of your noggin and somewhere more productive. Okay. So the template has a few pages. I typically do a title here. I want you to customize this. I'm giving you the template as a starting point. I designed this back when there was a limit of 10 slides per Instagram carousel. Okay. Now there's a limit of 20 slides. That was a recent update they made several months ago. Does that mean you need to have 20 slides in your Instagram carousel? No, it doesn't. It's still a good idea to have closer to 10 because chances are people aren't going to consume more than that. However, it's good to know that if you have more information that you want to share, you can go over that 10 slide limit. Traditionally, this was slide 10, where you put your final call to action. You know, AI is here to complement your workflow, not replace you. Actually, let's say complement you, not replace you. Let's spell it correctly. My fingers get all nervous when it knows you're watching. I'm gonna make some adjustments. Center this right there. I'm going to come back to this design. Now, and let's say that I wrote a blog post about this /AI tools. Okay. I think that URL works. But don't quote me on it. Something like that would be great. And then we could add in our social media handle here. Again, this template that I'm working from is one that I literally created for you based on my top performing Instagram posts. Are you following? Do you have any questions? Robert says, yes, but you could also do less than 10, my friend. You are right. There are moments where I decide, you know what? I actually don't have 10 slides worth of content to share. Robert, that's a good point. I'll sometimes fall in the range of like 7, 8, 9. I would say in this case, quality over quantity. You don't need to hit 10 slides. You certainly don't need to hit 20, but it's a good idea to start to think about, okay, what could I share today that's valuable with my audience? Better yet, what could I share today that would circulate the internet because people like it? Least important metric. Comment on it. More important metric. Save it for reference later. More important, even more important metric. The idea that someone saves your post and goes, huh, I like that tip on how to do email marketing. I like that tip on how to design in Illustrator, right? You want saves. And the best metric on Instagram still to this day is sharing. When someone shares your post to their story, shares it with a friend in DMs, and someone goes, huh, couldn't say it better myself, or huh, I'm going to share this with a friend because it's useful. So this is why I try to mix in educational content with what I share. I have other clients and friends that will share relatable quotes and these types of things. Um, I got to spend last week with Callum's Creative Club. My new friend Callum, I had such a blast with him, and I absolutely love his content, tutorials on Illustrator and logo design. He's a great example of someone who shares content that's very relatable. So friends, how and where are you going to get the idea for this? I thought I better teach from example. We're actually going to do this. Again, by the way, I put this up here in italics. If there's like a link to a blog post, I will typically put it up here. I'll also shorten it. I'll shorten the link. So I bought a custom domain for myself, philp.al/tryexpress. So like this. By having a shortened domain, I have this linked with bit.ly, and this enables me to use something a little more interesting than just a standard link shortener, bit.ly. I still use bit.ly for it, but philp.al is a domain from, I think it's Algeria or Albania. It's one of those countries. I was able to find that and use that. And that's how I remember all of my affiliate links. So try Express. I know this off by heart, as well as every other link that I share. Blog posts, shorten. Affiliate links, shorten. This is a great, great way to just kind of remember that and be able to track your clicks as well. Okay, so I want to show you what I did. So earlier today, I recorded a podcast interview. Looked like this, Adobe Audition. We don't talk about that much on Adobe Live, do we? But I love Adobe Audition. Whenever I'm doing a podcast interview, what I do is I record my own answers locally. So I'm able to use the microphone in Riverside or Descript, wherever I'm recording it, and I record my own answers. And then what do? I go to Descript, which is my favorite transcription tool. There's a lot you can do with Descript for free. That's one of the reasons I love it. I upload my audio file of just my own answers to that podcast interview, and I can select all here, select all, copy it, and then we're going to go back to ChatGPT. Well, we're coming here for the first time today on this stream. So I'm not coming back, I'm coming here for the first time. So I'd like your help creating an Instagram carousel. Don't take any action yet. First, I'd like to paste a transcript from a podcast interview where I share some ideas. Can you extract 3 ideas for the Instagram carousel based on this conversation? Transcript, boom, paste it, okay? Don't even fuss. I don't go through the transcript. I just paste it word for word. Let's let ChatGPT, in this case, this is what we're using. You could be using Gemini. You could be using Magi. You could be using Claude. It all works great for this, okay? Anytime we use AI, we're typically using it in a workflow where it complements our workflow. It's not replacing humans. I'm the human here, and I get the ultimate say. But in this case, this is a great way to just dump information, let it process it quickly, and start to give you ideas. I feel like ChatGPT, any of these generative AI text-based tools are our colleagues, our brainstorm partners as well. Generate image with Firefly, it's the same kind of thing, right? We're working together, brainstorming together, ideating, thinking about the possibilities that could be. So this is very cool. I think actually I have let's see, Instagram, IG carousel. I think I have a short code for this. There we go. So I actually have a text snippet saved. We talked a little bit about this on the first challenge of October, but I use a free Google Chrome plugin called Text Blaze to save my text snippets. So in this case, /IG carousel, there's a dash in there. It's just one that I set. I actually tell ChatGPT what an Instagram carousel is. You and I both know what it is because we've been talking about it for a few minutes, but we can't assume that ChatGPT knows what it is just because we do. So I have a snippet where I like to just have this ready rather than having to remember this prompt. Let me just go a little bigger here so you can see it. Rather than having to remember this off by heart, I can save this. Help me create an Instagram carousel, which for me means up to 10 slides total. I'm going to make that 15 since now we can go more than 10. Oops, hold on. Text only, no images. It starts with either reminder or tip. That's my own thing. You guys don't have to worry about that. Use a strong tease or hook on the opening. Slide 2 can provide more context. The remaining slides should provide actionable advice. The final slide should leave the user with a question. I will paste this text snippet in a comment on the video replay, okay, so that you can see this and borrow it if you need it. So I'm going to say, well, now help me. So let's now help me. Okay. So let's go. I like all of those ideas. So let's see what it comes up with. Okay. So we're going to let it work. We're going to do a little song. We're going to do a little dance while we wait for ChatGPT to take longer than it normally does because it gets nervous when it has viewers. Check this out, friends. This is so cool. So by me taking a few extra seconds to tell ChatGPT what an Instagram carousel is for me, it's now formatting this beautifully. Reminder, you're missing out on AI's biggest advantage if you're not using it to boost creativity. I do not like the word boost. In fact, it is on my list of words that I tell ChatGPT not to say. So another text snippet that I have, / avoid words. I don't know if boost is on there, but if it's not, I'm adding it to it. Same plugin that I use for this, Text Blaze. Okay, and it's not an AI tool, it's AI adjacent. It allows me to save my text snippets. I'm going to go ahead and tell ChatGPT not to use these terms that are cliche and overused. Unlock your creativity, unleash your potential. You get the idea. We've talked about this before. So we're going to do a song. We're going to do a dance while we wait for ChatGPT to write this. I added the term boost. I don't want it to say boost. This is so much better. AI can help you focus more on your creativity, not just the routine tasks. I love this. So what I might normally do is hop into a Google Doc and save all of this, right? I think for now, copy and paste it one by one. So let's go over to our template. Again, I'm kind of showing you guys how to get started today. You'll be able to take this further using the template that we've got in the description of the video. Let's get rid of this. AI can help you focus more on your creativity, not just your routine tasks. So I might adjust the text boxes here and get them perfectly centered. I'm going to pop in my handle down here. Excellent. Yeah, that was a good idea. Let's group those assets and pop it right into the middle using that pink ruler guide. So let's go back. I'm going to copy one over so you can see it. Let's just look at this. So it actually gave me 15 slides. They're all single sentences. So I could even say, looks great. Oh, not in all caps. Looks great. But can you condense down to 10 slides maximum? I'm reading the chat while we wait for this. Robert says, it's not max words / slide also important. Yes. Alessandra says, thanks for the link. You are welcome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Idara, for sending that. Yes, the link for this template is in the description below. And again, this is kind of meant as like a little mini workshop to get you started on text-only carousels, which are the fastest way to create content. So what we just did was we had it, condense it. And I sometimes do that. Here, let me just copy this over. And I'm going to just switch between browser windows. There we go. So see here, once you finish styling the previous slide, you can click on the duplicate page icon and just change the text. So once again, for you to be able to apply your brand, single click. We did Megan's brand before. I'm going to show you now. Let's say we were going to do my friend Teresa Au, who I had the lovely privilege of spending time with at Adobe Max. Check that out. Like, how cool is that? We single click apply brand. If we're not happy with the color yet, we can toggle through until we're happy with a combination that we like. Okay. So let's say Teresa was promoting, one of her recent podcast interviews. This would be a great, let's actually ungroup that. This would be a great way of quickly Actually, I'm going to ungroup that and change the color. This would be a great way of, for example, promoting an upcoming episode. Okay, how cool is that? Now, while we have time, I just want to click this rewrite feature. So definitely try this on any project you have in Adobe Express that is text based. Okay, so you've got three options here: rephrase, shorten, or lengthen. Let's go with lengthen. On our last show, Ask a Designer, we did the rephrase option. Now I'm going to keep this casual. Again, style controls. I love this when Firefly is integrated because it's not just like single click, it also gives you those controls to impact the style of it. It's not going to automatically replace your text, but it is going to give us some options here. Okay. So we expanded this. I like this option. We're going to click replace. Might adjust some of this. And friends, once you have your template set up, this is going to become so much easier to maintain. You duplicate the entire project in the future, pop in the text. Once again, we can use ChatGPT to help us ideate. If we're wanting to ideate directly in the project, let's go back there. Then we can click on this and use the new rewrite feature in Express. I would even hazard to say, I won't demo it today, but you can use some of the brand new features announced at Max last week. If this was going to be a video, we could single click resize this to an Instagram reel if we were going to do a reel and animate that in Express. Now we have multiple audio tracks. So with just the height, let's duplicate and resize that, save the original one. Looking great, right? If we want to single click add animation to this, then that's going to, in a few seconds, animate our elements, find the one that we like. And that's going to give us that timeline where we could add those additional scenes on there if we wanted it to tell a story. I'm just kind of giving you a few options here. What we could also do, let's go back to this one, is bulk create. So once you get your template done and finalized and you don't really need to make any major style adjustments, you could actually create your carousels in a spreadsheet, believe it or not. I won't demo it today. I probably would need a full hour to show you bulk create, but basically you have a spreadsheet exported as a CSV, have different columns, which can have the text variations or the image variations. And it's going to enable you to upload or link from a library or a brand those images that you might want to pop in and show. Any questions about creating your Instagram carousels? Bulk create's definitely more advanced. That's if you're like, I've got a Sunday afternoon and I've got 2 hours and I want to create my Instagram content in a day. That would be a really great feature to use for that. Any other questions? Let's go to that final slide that I created for you that reminds people that they should be following you. Okay, so let's just change the background so you can see it. We added in some text here. We can add in a URL. This could be for a podcast episode. It could be for a blog post. Do you see, right? This is such an easy way to show up on Instagram without overthinking it, without having to do a ton. Pop in your profile photo here, which could be saved in a brand or a library. I go over to brands. I've got Teresa's photo under assets. So we're going to add her photo just like that. And I'm going to crop it as a circle. Could be your profile photo. It could also just be a great little photo of you. There we go. Pop in Teresa's photo just like that. Make our final adjustments and we're ready to rock. Remind people to follow you on Instagram because chances are if this Instagram carousel that you were able to create quickly because you followed Phil's template, it may show up on the Explore page in Express, which means people might see it and use it and save it and find it useful, but they might not be following you yet. And that is why it's a good idea to remind people, follow for more information on branding, follow for more tutorials. You know, you get the idea. So friends, let me know in the chat for those of you that are here live, is this template going to make your life easier? I certainly hope it will. It was fun. I just added in Teresa's personal brand, which I have set up for her in brands, and I make good use of brands here in Express. Any final questions? Alessandra says, Teresa was lovely to meet as well at Max. She is one of the most lovely humans on the earth. Might I also add that you guys are equally lovely. We've been busy today. Ryan taught you how to make a ghost. Izzy and I did our little recap on 10 new features in Adobe Express. And now you've got this template to be able to create text only Instagram carousels. Might I remind you, when I reflect on my best performing content on Instagram, it is text only content. So don't overthink this. Make this easy for yourself. Create a template and stick to it and try to intermix this strategy into your social media content for platforms like Instagram, given there's so much pressure to show up in all these different places, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. This will hopefully make your life so much easier. I don't think we've got any more questions there. We're coming up on time. Friends, thank you for hanging out with me today. I appreciate you, and I hope this was useful. Don't forget to tag me in your finished creations, and I can't wait to see what you do with this template. Enjoy and good luck.